Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from your third eye. So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We've got group 1 on the left with Wise Like Wood, group 2 in the center with Deepening Faith, and group 3 on the right with Befriend Your Ego. As always, timestamps to your readings are listed in the description box below. Also in the description box, you can find my spiritual store where you can find personal readings discounted at this point in time, all the way through the holiday season. It's my nice little way to give back. If you'd like to meditate with me, that is the first link in the description box below. I highly recommend checking out the meditation collection. It is yours forever, and it's definitely a great resource to level you up regardless of where you are in your spiritual journey. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you over at your reading. Namaste. Hi, the group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from your third eye, and you selected the first group with the Wise Like Wood card. Group number 1, you're a very strong clairvoyant. You also don't get swept away by that which you see. You are also very, very gifted when it comes to foresight, when it comes to premonition abilities. You're also very gifted at pattern recognition. With this being said, it means that you're great at seeing patterns and breaking them. You're able to see the way that things are going to turn out. Therefore, you can actually do something about it. You are extremely smart and extremely wise, so you're not just being given premonition abilities and no ability to be able to utilize them wisely. You're wise, so you understand the bigger picture, and you also understand right from wrong. You've got a strong compass. But you're also very intellectual. You have a lot of information that allow you to, when applied to these patterns that you have in your foresight with your third eye, actually allow you to use your critical thinking skills and the surplus of information that you have in order to find exactly what the correct answer is. Not just a vibrational difference, not just a different outcome. You actually have the information to be able to nitpick timelines the way that you so choose. Your third eye is definitely one of your strongest assets here among many other things, I am sure, group number 1, but your third eye specifically is not just very intuitive, but also very smart. The third eye, of course, rules all things brain, as well as also all things mental and intuitive, clairvoyant, as well as your consciousness. In the medulla oblongata, the pineal gland up in the front, your whole brain, everything here, it seems like it is definitely one of your strong suits. And oftentimes you'll find one or the other, but very rarely all of them. Another message that I want to bring through from your third eye here is that it seems to want to remind you that you are right-brained and left-brained, okay? You are not right-brained or left-brained. You have, I'm getting balance in your cortexes, okay? A message that your third eye wants to share with you today is to trust your quick decision-making skills a little bit more. Your impulses are not from your emotion. They are from your intuition. They're also from your pattern recognition skills. You are someone who learns something one time and then does not repeat it. Therefore, you can trust your quick decision-making skills more than what it is that you observe around you. Sometimes you forget to apply that factor in your self-judgment and in your critical thinking skills of the world around you. Your third eye wants to remind you that sometimes if you don't like what you see, you do have the power to change it. However, if you are noticing yourself ruminating on things in the past, specifically friendships, good adventures, old lovers, things like this, this is an opportunity to let you know that this is not moving in the optimal direction for you. Okay, your third eye wants to let you know that it can be used for a lot of things, projecting being one of them, reminiscing one of them. Now, these are not bad things, but just make sure that you are not, if you find yourself playing things from the past, seeing them, visualizing them, that is not necessarily you creating your future. Sometimes it is you watching a movie that you're projecting within your own mind. It is true that your mind creates your reality to an extent. But with that being the case, your third eye also wants to let you know that you have such a high level of consciousness that it is important, a little more so for you than others, exactly which bricks you are laying down, because they will manifest, because they have a clear channel there. Your third eye wants to let you know that you are on the precipice of achieving something that you have been intuitively led towards for a while. And if you feel as though you are a little less motivated or have a little less spark, it is because you're being encouraged to think critically moving forward. Okay, so you'll find that when you are inspired, follow the inspiration. When you want to make quick decisions on your feet, follow those quick decisions. The only thing that's really showing up here is to be aware of when it is that you are ruminating on the past, when it is that you are being nostalgic. Now, it is not bad to do these things, but just be aware that it's not moving you in a forward direction to do so, okay? Your third eye does want to let you know that you have cut through a lot of illusions that people oftentimes get stuck in when it comes to their clairvoyancy, when it comes to their spiritual sight. You are not emotionally attached to any one narrative, therefore it's easier for you to find the truth. However, you might be emotionally attached to timelines or experiences. For example, I'm hearing ignorance is bliss. So you might be emotionally connected or attached a bit to versions of you that didn't know better, or versions of you that were in certain experiences or timelines that you loved, but you didn't know better yet and you almost liked it that way. Okay, now this is not saying that is your permanent decision across the board in all things, but this is coming to your awareness. Okay, pattern recognition shows up and it's saying, hey, group number 1, if you notice that, simply put a pin in it, say, this is not leading me where I would like to go, and move forward, okay? Right now, your manifestation skills are very, very succinct. The reason why this is coming through right now is because you're manifesting through your vision. You're also manifesting through your consciousness. So when you have a spark of a vision, you are using it as a brick to lay down. So make sure that these specific things that you are seeing and experiencing are intentionally produced by your third eye in order to create the reality you would like in the present and the future, more so than the past, okay? Your third eye also would like to let you know that it's encouraged that you continue with a breathwork practice or specific meditation practice that you have or you have thought about starting, or one that you have started and haven't really been keeping up with. There's also an emphasis here on making sure that the channel between your third eye and your crown is nice and open and happy and healthy as well. Okay, so not just individual chakras, but remember, the third eye is not a substitute for the crown, nor vice versa. With that being said, make sure that the channel between the two is nice and happy and healthy, compartmentalized, as well as a huge one that's coming through for you. Now, as your premonition abilities are very strong, you are well aware of the fact that you are heading into a chapter of abundance that you have wanted to be in for a very long time. You've got abundance materially around you, good friends, good family, support, nice, happy situation at home, and also in your public reputation, perhaps at your career. You are aware of this and you have been following your intuition in order to get there. However, I'm being shown the chess piece, the knight. It goes forward 2 and then over 1. Okay, so you're being encouraged to move to the right or to the left 1. I'm getting to remind you not to forget to swerve. Okay, you don't want to hit something head on. You would like to be an observer to it. Okay, so this lets you know, perhaps this is for you breaking a pattern or breaking a cycle or stepping out of a chapter, out of a cycle. Okay, I'm getting never let them know your next move. Okay, this is something that you've been picking up on energetically, but it wanted to be verbalized to you. Okay. There's also something here about you're aware that you are not a child anymore. So some of the magical experience is not as present, but the spirituality is stronger because you have more information about it. With that being said, do not let the lack of magic meaning something that you do not understand, get in the way of what magic truly is, even if you have all of the information behind it. Remember, a computer is still magic. The technology of the human body is still magic. Your neural networks are still magic. So try to take a perspective a little bit like this as well, because it's going to help you in the future to connect back with that little magical spark that you've got, okay? It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just that you now have the information to be able to describe it. With that being said, you do have a lot of angelic guidance that is around you at this point in time that is offering you friendship and solidarity spiritually when it comes to your sense of self connected to these strong spiritual abilities that you have. You are so much more than just your spirituality, and you are so much more than what it is that you can do or what you can see. So this is a reminder that's coming forward as well. Now, you have the wisdom to understand this, but walking through it, specifically maturing through this, is not always easy. There's a vibe of you feeling both ahead of and behind your peers in some way of life, perhaps being wiser and more mature than them, but at the same time, because you're following your intuition, you might be missing certain milestones that are canon events. Your third eye would like to let you know to focus on the relationships of the people that are around you, and I'm also getting the age difference, are not an accident. There's something here about sparking something new to life, something that is being sparked within you at this point in time that you might be seeing a lot in your dreams. You might be seeing a lot in your meditations. You might be feeling a lot also through your physical body. There's something here that is being sparked, so you're being encouraged to give some sort of healthy foundation. You know what a healthy foundation for this energy looks like or feels like, and so you're being encouraged to provide it for yourself. You might not see it often outside of yourself, or you might not have held it within yourself healthily, normally before. Or it could be something that is sparking within you for the first time ever. As this is occurring, give it a happy, healthy, safe space that is, I'm getting just as stubborn in bias towards it as you could have or would have been biased against it at a particular point in time. Give yourself that fighting chance. Duality deserves to experience its whole entire self. That is why the Eurobro eats its tail. Okay. Your third eye also would like to let you know that something that feels as though it has no new beginning left still does. But, like the message with the knight piece of chess came, don't allow it to hit you head on. Okay? There is a beginning that is here, but you are no longer in the pattern. Just because you complete a cycle, don't forget to take that step out of the cycle. You can still experience an energy without existing in that same paradigm. Use your intellect just the same way that you use your intuition. It seems as though something has taught you that you can only use one or the other, or it feels as though maybe it's your own pattern to allow them to take turns, okay? When you utilize them both in tandem more than you currently are, whatever that looks like, you will find that you are a force to be reckoned with. Absolute powerhouse. Again, you have the ability to accurately predict the future, and it is not because of a projection of your desires. Rather, it is because your spiritual and intellectual abilities are so heightened and precise that you actually see what is next. You are not just building it as you deem fit. But with that, it gives you the opportunity to break patterns, to swerve, to see things ahead of time, and also to conceptualize and fathom, truly understand what it is that's occurring and why. This is a superpower that a lot of energies and people do not have. You understand the collaboration between different energies and why they are calibrated exactly the way that they are. Therefore, you're able to switch the code with one tiny little thing and change the entire outcome in a way that you already understand why and how. You are not simply stepping out of a pattern and being blindsided by what is next. Utilize these gifts in tandem, and you will find once more that there is no stopping you now. Okay, group number 1, that is your channeled message from your third eye chakra. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity for you. If you'd like a personal with me, I've got them discounted throughout the entire holiday season, so from now until January, definitely take a look. They're on my Etsy store at Spiritualistik, linked in the description box below. Like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me make more content like this. I do post exclusively here on my YouTube members channel, as well as on Patreon and on TikTok. So follow me everywhere at Spiritualistik. If you'd like to meditate with me, it's the first link in the description box below. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi, group 2. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from your third eye, and you selected the second group with the Deepening Faith card. Group 2, the first thing that I'm getting here is that your third eye is showing you something that is activating within your life energetically. You're picking up on the, let's say, energetic residue. You're picking up on the vibe, and then it gets bigger. As it gets bigger, you start to feel it in your spiritual space and in your aura. And then you might feel it a little bit in your mental space, in your emotional space before it grounds in your life. You are seeing and feeling that there's something coming in here. However, as it activates into your life, your third eye wants to let you know that there are some preconceived notions of yours that are unlearning or reprogramming at this point in time. You are being encouraged to deepen your faith. Now, it feels as though whatever's coming in here that you're seeing, it is something that's emotionally fulfilling for you in general, but the process of attaining or acquiring it might not be. It's kind of giving the energy of something that you maybe have a negative perception towards now. Maybe it's something that you wanted for such a long time and maybe it didn't work out time and time and time again, or maybe you needed to wait a little too long. Perhaps you learned some information that made you believe or think otherwise. Now something's coming in, and it's not only because you've detached from it, although that is a heavy aspect of it, Now, part of detachment is the crown chakra, not the third eye. You also selected the Deepening Faith card. Detachment and faith do go hand in hand. If we look at the crown chakra in a dichotomy, these could be two polarizing aspects to consider here. Detachment with the faith. So your third eye wants to let you know, first of all, to deepen your faith in that which you see, not just through what you perceive with your mental state and what you see maybe clairvoyantly, but also what you feel energetically. I'm also getting that you have been shown visually, whether it's through clairvoyance or through signs that you see with your eyes, you have been shown a lot about what it is that's coming in for you, the way it's going to feel, the way that it could look, or at least I'm getting you've been shown several different timelines or several different realities of the way that something can come in a little bit more so that you're comfortable with however this rolls into your life, with consideration to the fact that you might be in a different place tomorrow than you are today, with consideration to the fact that things might come in ways that you don't expect it, and with consideration to the fact that sometimes it's worth it to be open one more time. Sometimes it's worth it to be both detached and to have faith. And oftentimes when you detach, it's because you don't really mind as much anymore, because you don't want something as much anymore, because you don't care about something as much anymore. But without that sense of apathy, there is still a sense of faith. And faith is, well, it can be emotional. It's joyous, it's blissful, it's ever renewing. And so there is this connection here between all of your chakras as a system. And the way that this relates to what it is you've been seeing, watching, visualizing, receiving clairvoyantly and spiritually lately. Your third eye wants to let you know that something is coming into your life that you might have a bit of a mental or emotional, I'm torn between the word response and reaction here. So it could be right on that line there, where maybe you're, oh, that's so great, but I know better now. Or that would be so nice, but I'm just not up for it anymore. Like, there's this vibe of, without asking you to push, your third eye wants you to be open, to be receptive, to deepen your faith in what it is that you're seeing, because there's something here that's coming in and you're picking up on it. So let's see, group number 2, the message from your third eye. Okay. Yeah, something is being reborn, transformed in your life. And a lot of you might be excited about the transformational aspect. A lot of you might be very excited about the growth, the evolution, the glow up, the level up, but understanding that sometimes when you evolve, you're in a new energy, maybe you're in a new paradigm, maybe something old that you wanted to manifest, or a rebirth of a particular situation that comes alongside it, you might be like, nope, no. And it's kind of giving the opposite of the energy that can, I guess, be more commonly associated with death and rebirth. And that is the aspect of letting go, actually. It's like there's something here that I'm getting you don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. And that's not because it's not because it's necessarily how you feel. It's maybe because you're committed to your growth. You want things to be good and getting better, okay? And so with that, there's a little bit of a confusion here with what it is that you're seeing. Are you really seeing this, or is it a symbol for something else? Is it showing you what it means to you? Is it showing you what it could mean if you Google the spiritual meaning of it? Is it showing you something that you need to learn? Is it right? And so you may have been getting the message lately as well to trust in what it is that you see. If you see bird, it means bird. It doesn't mean freedom or when's the last time you saw a bird or what that kind of bird represents. It's you see bird, it means bird. It's very literal in this sense here. Okay, it's like, say you pick up on somebody thinking about you, right? And maybe you kind of know who it is, but maybe you do not want to hear from that person, right? So you could be feeling something like that where you're like, okay, well, that energy, it's so nice. Also, that person can stay so far away from me. It's kind of giving an energy like this, but you're being encouraged to be open to it. Now, this is what your third eye is trying to show you. You're going to know what the common theme, I'm getting it's something that you want to dive into in your mental state, or something that you want to maybe listen to a lot of people talk about, or something that you like to consume maybe a lot of social media content about, or something like this. However, it's not something that in real life you are very much open to, okay? It can be maybe you love to listen to people talk about starting businesses. Maybe you love to listen to people talking about fashion, but maybe you don't really like putting together outfits. You don't like spending time in your closet in the morning. Maybe you love the job that you have. You're financially comfortable. You like your coworkers. You're not really looking to start a business. You just like watching other people start businesses, right? It's something like this. Your third eye wants to let you know that, yeah, with this rebirth here, there is something that you have detached from, but you're being encouraged to have the faith aspect to that detachment as well. Now, this coming from your third eye is letting me know that when you're happy to see it, it likely doesn't arrive because you require that faith aspect, because it's the connection between the third eye and the crown chakra as well as the throat chakra. We've got a lot of 5s. We've got 6, which is the ruler number of 666 actually coming through, which is actually a very divine and blessed number. It does actually mean auspicious, good luck. It also means divine unconditional love. And in the human reality, that can almost feel like a big threat, right? Divine unconditional love. In practice, to actually receive that unconditional love, or to actually give that unconditional love. And that is why that can sometimes be associated with maybe lesser, low vibrational, or even demonic energies. Because what is the shadow side of that, right? So what we have here is your third eye trying to show you for a long time something that's coming in, something that is sparking your interest, something that you want to dive into, something that is helpful and beautiful for you, and you are wanting to dive headfirst into the transformation, into that paradigm, and it's beautiful. You want to become the version of you you're becoming. You want to evolve into the consciousness that you're expanding into. You want to continue to grow spiritually. You want to keep moving forward. You want to keep getting more clarity. You want to make beautiful choices that are following your intuition. You want to be happy and healthy and wealthy and inspired and all these beautiful, wonderful things. And your third eye is showing you that with this rebirth does come, I'm being shown, what are those plants where they only bloom once a year? They're not evergreen, but they're like seasonal, right? So there's something like this that is blooming with this rebirth. And it's like, no, I want the rebirth, but also like that plant should not rebloom, which is, again, kind of the opposite. Sometimes things need to fade, or they need to die out, or they need to be cut out in order to be reborn. You got to let go of something in order to gain something new. And this is kind of the opposite energy that's coming through. Like, no, I want the rebirth, but that can stay over there. That can stay in my spiritual sight. That can stay in the movies that I watch. That can stay in my imagination. That can stay locked deep within, right? And so this is where the deepening faith card comes in. And it also goes hand in hand with trusting your intuition. You trust your intuition implicitly, and your intuition is also very, very spot on, is another message I'm getting here for you. With this, it seems as though every single thing that you are able to predict or see does eventually manifest. And so this is something that you are seeing, and so you might be either trying to push it out so that it doesn't manifest, or it's something that you keep seeing, and it's almost making you want your intuition to be less accurate than it is. Playing a little bit of a dance here, where you're like, well, who's really to say? I could always unlearn this and regrow and evolve and all these things. And your intuition is going, really? Because when have I ever been wrong? Right? And so there's this energy here that your third eye wants to draw to your awareness. It asks for your openness. It asks for your faith. It asks for your forward movement. And it also wants to let you know that it's okay sometimes to be confused or not understand. It's okay to see a bird and not understand why you're seeing bird, instead of it's a white dove carrying an olive branch that represents peace and new beginnings. It's a bird that can represent freedom. Is it flying? Is it in a cage? No, it's showing you bird. The answer is bird. And so you might not understand it, but you know that that's what it's telling you, right? And so as you move forward, there's a little bit of this just clarity here, saying it's okay if you have all the pieces, but when you put them together, you don't know the picture that it's making. It's okay if you see the picture, but you're like, no, that's not the puzzle that I bought. That's not what's on the box, right? That's okay too. Now, this is something that's coming through, interestingly enough, that when you detach from your human experience, which, we do to a certain extent to grow and evolve spiritually, but also we don't want to do all the way because we are here and we want to be grounded and in the present moment and aware of reality, our current reality, right? So when you detach from your human experience, maybe when you are fully in your spirit, right? You dissolve the mental chatter, the stories, the narratives, maybe the emotions, you see something clearly. And you see this clearly and you're like, wow, yes, this is spiritually fulfilling for me. That's great. It will come along with maybe positive emotional and mental patterns. However, when you are looking at that, you don't want to negate your human self, right? And so when you look at that human self, that grounded self in the present moment, there's also this question of, well, I don't know if I really want to believe that. I don't know if I really want to speak that into existence. I don't know if I really want to go there mentally or emotionally or spiritually. There's also this vibe of maybe soul contracts or something that you feel is not over, or the energy of unfinished business or something. There's something here that's being reborn, okay? I'm being shown spring in the fall or Christmas in summer or something like this. Like something being born while everything else is fading away. Something being, something like this. Something that persists, something that's everlasting. And this is where you're being encouraged to deepen your faith. Deepen your faith in not just your ability to be reborn, your rebirth, but in the rebirth. That's kind of what I'm getting. Have faith in the rebirth. Now, you've been focusing on yourself for a long time. And this is something that has allowed you to kind of make things, set things straight, set things right for you in your life. But there's also been a need to release certain things in order to step on this journey of self-love, in order to step on this journey of continual rebirth, in order to step into this journey of having such a precise, accurate vision. And so with this, some of the things that you did need to detach from, you're like, no, those things can stay away because without them, I was able to learn who I am, right? And you might see them as things like codependency. You might see them as things like limerence. You could see them as things like negative self-talk. It doesn't matter what it is, but there are things here that you've let go of and you're like, well, without that, right? It makes sense. I let go of that. I grow and evolve and now I'm a more happy, healthy, wealthy, beautiful, evolved version of me. And so your third eye wants to tell you here, there are some things that were not now, but not no, that you needed to let go of. However, for you to, I'm getting wrestle with that truth a little bit, it's something where your third eye wants to tell you that it's been showing you something, to take it at face value, and that it's okay if you're not fully comfortable with what you're seeing. It is okay if you feel as though you're not ready for certain things to come in. Your third eye wants you to continue to be positive and trust in what it is that it's showing you, and also remind you that you can acknowledge your human experience too. You don't need to be ready to do everything all the time. You don't need to feel 100% on top of everything all of the time. It is okay to have conflicting emotions or thoughts about certain things. It is okay to be multidimensional emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You can have a few different angles. That is okay. But just because you haven't maybe decided where you as a person want to settle on with your stance towards something, or maybe you do and then you change your mind and then maybe you find a permanent stance and turns out that your intuition shows you something a little bit different than that. Maybe you needed that stance in order to grow and evolve and move forward, right? So your third eye wants to tell you right now that what it's showing you is true. What it's showing you is the same as what it showed you right in the beginning. It hasn't been off. It's not going to start being off now. But also it's okay for you to sit with and honor and validate these experiences as they come up, because they're not meant for you to necessarily walk away from. They're meant for you to befriend. They're meant for you to befriend. Because this is how you continue to move forward. You are growing and evolving in so many different aspects of life, but there's something here that is about fairness, justice, what you deserve, self-love, independence, all of these beautiful energies, your freedom. And so there's the question here of kind of that 666 energy that we had come through in the beginning of, well, what is the shadow of the lightest light, the brightest light? Well, that's got to be opposite the darkest shadow, right? And so if you see that light and you see that shadow and you go through that and you find that space that holds them both, you find that duality, you find that neutrality, you find that observer perspective. Now all of a sudden you're being shown that light once more. You might say, oh, no, But if your third eye is showing you this, and the shadow now, it feels comforting, but maybe you have a little bit of maybe the butterflies in your stomach, or you're feeling a little bit uneasy, or maybe you're feeling a little bit conflicted or confused about why you're seeing what you're seeing or how you should feel about what you're seeing, right? Very normal, natural human things. Your third eye wants to tell you to expect change, welcome change, and also allow it to be uncomfortable. I'm hearing that that famous phrase, a bit of a cliche, but it's coming through, so I'll say it. When the universe tells you, I had to make you uncomfortable or else you wouldn't have moved. But it's a little more, I had to make you uncomfortable so you would truly accept this blessing, this unconditional love, this truth into your life. But to get there, every step holds a different story. Every step holds a different lesson. Everything that you learn, you'll eventually unlearn for something greater. But later you might find that it wasn't that you needed to unlearn a few things. It was that there are T's to be crossed and I's to be dotted, and you thought you were looking at L's or ones. And so you unlearned that whole narrative. But there's something at the end of the day where your third eye wants to tell you that in the future, something is going to ground and manifest exactly the way that you have been receiving it spiritually. Take as much time as you want or need to process it. Feel whatever's authentic to you about it. But try your best not to be afraid, because it is something positive. Again, I'm being shown it's that beautiful bright light, the brightest light in the world, right? As an analogy, right? But you're no longer excited about that super bright light because you know what the shadow next to it looks like. And so that is valid. Also, that excitement about that light, that the truth that light is something good in the world and beautiful in your life is still true, still omnipresent, and that spark, it's still in there. And so your third eye kind of wants to just present this message to you. Say, hey, trust what you're seeing with your eyes open and closed. And with that being said, be where you are. And do try to deepen your faith a little bit. If there's some fear there, if there's some disbelief, if there's some maybe wanting to reject certain things, that's okay. It's normal, it's natural, but do your best to try to stay open. That deep, deep shadow, well, on the other side of it is a bright, bright light. And maybe you learned that the other way around first. But this is what your third eye wants to tell you. There's one more thing that wants to come through. You've grown and evolved so much that it changes the way that you paint your story. And that is one of the biggest challenges, but also one of the biggest changes that you have been through. And with that, you continue to make I'm getting high vibrational choice here. And so with that, allow yourself to have a little more fun with the picture that you are painting in your mind, with your reality that you're creating. I'm getting to add the whimsy back, at least a little bit, okay? Because it will be a part of this new beginning. So group number 2, that is your channeled message from your third eye chakra. If you'd like a personal with me, I have them discounted throughout the holiday season. So from now until the beginning of January 2026, I love you and I'm grateful for you. You can find personals in my description box or my Etsy store at Spiritualistik. I've got tarot and oracle decks, books, journals, candles, crystals, meditation cushions, all of the above on my store. You can also meditate with me. It's the first link in the description box below. I do post exclusive content here on YouTube and on Patreon. I've got a little book club going on over there too. We're reading The Power of Now right now. If you don't mind liking, commenting, and subscribing, it would mean the world to me. So definitely click on one of the buttons below the video. And if you'd like to follow me across platforms, you can find me everywhere at Spiritualistik. Thank you for being here. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. And I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, Group 3. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from your third eye, and you selected the third group with the Befriend Your Ego card. The first thing that I'm getting here, Group 3, is that your third eye has been trying to help you perceive yourself a little bit more objectively. I'm getting that you are such a light in this world. You have such a positive attitude all the time. I'm getting your internal dialogue is really healthy. You're a very healthy person inside and out. You help other people live a healthier life. However, there are some things that you are being shown right now that your third eye would like to share with you about befriending. I'm not getting so much ego, like the way that we speak about it in a spiritual sense or even a psychological sense. It feels a little bit more like observing your situation from an outside perspective, to hold a little bit more softness and grace and empathy for your situation or for yourself. It's kind of giving your third eye is showing you spiritually, because maybe you've got the affirmations going, your mental narrative's like popping off, it's great, right? Maybe you're thriving, you're showing up, you're doing your best, you're really positive, and your third eye is maybe trying to show you like, oh, you're a little sad, or oh, you're a little scared, or even, oh, you have a crush, right? And so it's kind of trying to show you something that you're not aware of about yourself. And it's not in a sense where you're disembodying whatever this is. It's giving a little bit of you getting to know yourself a little bit more. Maybe you don't know what you're like when you have a crush, so you're not identifying it, but your third eye is showing it. So you can perceive yourself not just from a spiritual place, and not just from a mental place or even an emotional place. Like, it's less about what is happening in your internal world and more about almost the natural repercussions of humanity a little bit. I'm getting like there's a pause, like there's a delay, like a delay reaction. I'm kind of getting a little bit of like polyvagal energies coming through, like fight, flight, freeze, fawn, but it's not giving really survival mode as much. It's giving a little bit like almost being maybe stunned a little bit, or just snapping back or needing a moment to come back to reality. Now, your third eye wants to tell you to be your own best friend. And I'm getting that you try your best to, but there might be a need of yours that you don't realize that you have. So you don't realize that you're not feeling it. Or there could be a need that you have that you realize that you have, but you don't see it as a need. Maybe you see it as a want, or you see it as a luxury, or you see it as something that you can save for later. I'm hearing someone say, I can sleep when I'm dead. Okay. There can also be a vibe of, I'm getting, take a look at the plants around you. How are they doing? Take a look at your animals around you. How are they doing? Because we do mirror our outside world, especially those that we take care of, often become reflections of us in some way. So with this befriend your ego, right? It's less solar plexus and a little bit more befriends the imperfect, lovely, emotional human of you that you would care so much for in another person, or that you would care so much for spiritually. It's almost like you are on, like, I'm getting you are on super spiritual mode, or you're on super healthy mode, which these are not bad things at all. It's like you stub your toe and you're like, oh, that's okay. Life happens. It's still a beautiful day. The sun is shining. I'm looking forward to what's next. I'm taking a deep breath. I'm living in the present moment. We're having a good day, right? And you stub your toe again and you're like, oh, well, things happen. You know, I guess I'll just watch where I'm going a little better next time. That's okay. We're still having a good day. Sun is still shining, moving forward, not impacting me, right? And that's a good, actually very healthy mindset to have. But it's not disassociating you from the pain in your toe. Rather, it's this energy of be the friend of your foot, right? Maybe your foot's not hurting that bad. Maybe you are having a good day. Your mental narrative is in tip-top shape. It's beautiful. But the perception that wants to come through here is it might not hurt, or might not hurt that bad, but it still deserves to be taken care of. I'm being shown like a 1 to 10 scale. If you have like a chronic illness, or if you've had a chronic injury or anything like this, you can understand. Sometimes when you go to the doctor, they'll ask you, so how bad is the pain from 1 to 10? And someone else's 11 might be your 4. And so for you, stubbing your toe might not even, it's not even a 1. It's not even half of 1. But that toe still deserves love, right? It's like if you get a splinter, right? It's not the end of the world. It doesn't hurt that bad. You get a splinter, you're like, ouch, right? And you pluck it out. And then it's gone. And then like 2 days later, it feels normal. You forget it ever happened. But there's an aspect of this missing, whether or not it hurts. Whether or not it hurts. And that is the friend, the nurturer, the caretaker, the protector. It doesn't matter if it hurts. It doesn't matter how bad it is, whether it's a 0 or an 11. That is the piece that's missing. And so this is your third eye coming through to tell you, you are perceiving this about yourself. You're observing this about yourself. And it might be a little bit either intellectualized, because maybe you can see it on others. Maybe you're aware of it, but to you, that doesn't feel like a need because that need is not met. Maybe it doesn't feel like notice how we're dropping into the feelings, right? So it's perceiving maybe, oh, my human body feels this emotion. That's new. Or, oh, I'm not experiencing this. I didn't realize. So it's this perception. It's almost this intuitive perception that you are being impacted by things that you don't know a little bit. Not that you don't have perception, not that you're not intelligent or wise about it. It's the opposite. You might be so healthy that you're not taking time to whine or cry or just, maybe throw a little bit of a fit, And it's not saying to go be an emotionally immature, chaotic wreck all the time. But you shouldn't be penalized for being emotionally mature or for being spiritually mature, whether or not it was a choice of yours to become like this. And so this is the first thing your third eye wants to share with you. It is to befriend yourself a little more deeply. Okay. But it's also this, it's also not wanting to inspire you to take on even more self-responsibility and hyper-independence. Rather, it's kind of this vibe of wanting you to perceive and acknowledge this, because it's from that space that you really move forward and where that growth comes from. Okay, so a little bit of the acknowledgement of both, but mostly the second one. Okay. It's almost like you need to perceive yourself experiencing or not experiencing something. So yeah, the Hierophant here, it's very much, it's almost like if you had, let's use like an alien, right? If you had an alien just come into planet Earth and then they observe what is normal in their social function, but they don't have that because they're not from here, right? So they don't have human family that birthed them and brought them here, or they don't have human friends that they made at school or whatever is going on, right? Odd example that came through, but it's like the Hierophant. The Hierophant, it's very perhaps high vibrational. It's got an external perspective. It's very mature. It's also very maybe analytical, kind of traditional. So you're able to observe those patterns from a spiritual place and say, oh, there is over here on the right and there's over there on the left. But for me, I'm neutral. I understand. I perceive this. This exists over here and it doesn't exist over there. It's a very mature aspect, but you're also able to see you're also able to see the pattern and able to see the tradition. Maybe that you don't experience. Now, 5 can also be the inner child here. It can also be your community. It can be your throat chakra as well. This is a card of Taurus, so there's an element of maybe Taurus or second house energies coming through too. Your third eye wants to tell you that it's trying to show you something clairvoyantly, but it's got to show you not through, I'm getting not through words and not through feeling, but rather through external observation and spiritual perception. It's like something needs to be shown to you, maybe through shows or through movies or through your dreams or through your spiritual insights or through observing totally different cultures or languages to you. Only then can you understand, like, you're like, oh, there's a cultural difference. Here it's normal for that, and there it's normal for that. Oh, wait, I didn't experience either of those things. It's a little bit of this, oh, this feeling is super normalized over there. Wait, have I felt that feeling before? It's a little bit of this. So, let's see. Group 3, your third eye wants you to take a look at energies that have been not buried deep, but like they're kind of, it's like you're holding them and you don't know why. It's like someone goes, here, hold this, and you don't look to see what it is, and you don't really care to, and you know, you're like, okay, I'm just holding this for someone. It doesn't matter if, say they hand you a cup, right? Like, it doesn't matter if there's coffee or tea or water or juice in the cup. They're like, hold my cup. You're like, oh, okay. It's just this, sure, okay. Like, these are the cards that I'm dealt, pun intended. And cool, I will read them, and then I will move forward, right? It's very much giving this. Your third eye is intending to, like, ask you to, like, you don't need to chug whatever's in the cup, as an analogy. Rather, you're being encouraged to, like, smell it. Is that a good smell to you? Is that a bad smell to you? I'm also getting, there's this practice, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like if you're overwhelmed or overstimulated or something, you look at, what is something that I see? What is something that I hear? What is something that I smell? What is something that I taste? What is something I can touch? Right? It's like a sensory thing. You're kind of being encouraged to tap into this. Your third eye is trying to show you that you have been dealing with perhaps some difficulties or struggles or a lack of needs met that you don't even realize you're experiencing. And so it's trying to draw this to your awareness. There's maybe this like hyper normalization to, you know, everyone doesn't experience that. You're like, yeah, I know, but I do. So, you know, what are we going to do about it? Okay. But there's not an emotion connected to it. There's not, you know, it's just, it's normal. There's something that's normal here. And so there's a success, there's a victory, there's an enlightenment, there's a brighter days ahead. I think that's an Ariana Grande thing, brighter days ahead. That is being illuminated as in your near future here. Your third eye is trying to show you two things. Like, your third eye is trying to show you that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but first, group 3, my love, your third eye is trying to show you that you're in a tunnel. And just because, I'm getting like this energy too, where just because, yes, it could be worse. Yes, other people might have it worse than you. Yes, things will be good. Yes, you can have a good attitude, right? These are all, yeah, good, slightly relative things to know. But that doesn't change the validity of sitting down and acknowledging, so how does this feel from 1 to 10? And what is a 4 to you? Because that might be someone else's 11. There's validity in what is something that you see? Or maybe what's something that you don't see? What is something that you smell or something that you don't smell? What is something that you taste or you touch or you feel or something that you don't? And it's trying to show this to you through some sort of, I'm getting pattern recognition that's being shown to you. So you can take an observer standpoint, because there's almost this hyper maturity that's coming from you. I'm getting that some of you, there's this energy, okay, so it might be your age and it might be a few of you that I'm reading. It doesn't need to be like an age thing, but I'm definitely getting this energy of like a young person who is maybe old enough to be in school and be taken care of and have friends and not have responsibilities and go play and have fun. But instead you are like waking up and you're going to work and you're providing for your family and you're cooking and you're cleaning and you're paying bills and you're doing, like, there's this energy of maybe parentified child a little bit coming through, but it's not giving so much taking care of others as it is giving like self-sufficient. It's giving like a baby turtle. So interesting. I'm being shown a sea turtle. You know, when they're born, and this is like such a crazy way to start your whole life, I think, but they're born on the sand and they're not land creatures, and they're born literally not knowing anything. And so the first thing that they ever experience in life is they're like, oh my God, crap, I gotta get it together. I gotta run. I gotta sprint to the water, I guess, I'm assuming, right? And then also I'm a turtle, so I'm very slow. And also I'm a baby, so I don't know what's going on. And also there are all these predators because I'm apparently their favorite snack. Like, baby turtles have it rough in the beginning, right? I'm sure that that's traumatizing. But there's an energy of this too, like, it would be the awareness. Eventually, maybe you're the grand master spiritual guru turtle in the ocean, whatever. Or maybe you're Crush and you're super chill. But there's this vibe of like coming to awareness. Oh wait, like sea lions don't have to do that. Dolphins don't have to do that, right? But it's not about collective groups. It's about you. It's about witnessing you outside of yourself, right? But in a way that is, oh wait, that's so cute. Oh, I wonder if I've ever experienced that. Or, oh, I've never experienced that. Or, oh, I am experiencing that. It's almost to, like, give you an education on what it's like to have that other piece. Do you remember that analogy in the beginning, group number 3, what your third eye is trying to show you? It is a truth here. It's, you get a splinter, right? Or you scrape your knee, you stub your toe, right? And it's not about how bad it is, or if it could be worse, or if anyone else has ever gotten a splinter before or scraped their knee in their life. It's not about that. It's not about if it ruins your day. It's not about if it hurts or not. It's about, it happened. And the aspect that is not present is the friend, the caregiver, the nurturer, the protector. That archetype, those archetypes are not present. And so for you, it might be a little bit like you might be totally fine because it's not new. You might be totally fine because it didn't ruin your day. You just stubbed your toe. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't even hurt. You're fine. You walk it off. You're fine. You know, it's a beautiful day. There are a lot of things that are not going wrong in your life, and that's barely anything going wrong. Totally fine, right? But your third eye is trying to show you here that there is something that is being uncovered here. I'm being shown like a hard candy with like a gushy center, okay? But I am getting that it's maybe like in your solar plexus, right? So maybe it's number 3, that can have to do with your neighborhood. We have got, 3 for the solar plexus. We've got 5 for the throat chakra, but also for the inner child. So we've got things like your neighborhood, children, or your inner child. We've got the expression of who you are as an individual, or who you are as an individual having room to take up authentic space and allowing that to be messy. Maybe you stub your toe. Maybe it's a 1 out of 1 to 10. But it still deserves to be witnessed and acknowledged, right? And you might say, oh, look, this occurred. Okay, moving on, right? It's very mature, it's very normal, and it's very healthy. However, there is still this this external piece. It's almost the witness, it's the observer, it's the safe space. Again, it's the friend, it's the nurturer, it's the caregiver, it's the protector. Those are energies that are not there. Maybe they haven't ever been there. And so there's this message from your third eye that's saying, group 3, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Also, group 3, you might be in a bit of a tunnel. Okay. And so it's showing you this, I'm getting in playful ways. It's showing you this in ways that are outside of yourself, or in ways that don't really impact your regular everyday life. Or not intensely, but in ways that do show you that you can put down a burden that you don't know you're holding. Or alternatively, you can see something that you're not holding and you can see that as a burden too. Okay? So, group number 3, this is your channeled message from your third eye. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. I do have discounts on my personals right now. They're on my Etsy shop in the description box below if you're interested in that. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's like giving me a great big hug. It would mean the world to me. I hope that you enjoyed your message and that it helped shed love, light, and clarity. I do post on my YouTube members channel, on Patreon, on TikTok, on Instagram, so check me out at Spiritualistik everywhere. I've got a little book club going on Patreon if you're interested. It's all donation-based. Right now we're reading The Power of Now. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. Check out another pile or another reading if you feel called, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.